There are a lot of shocking things that have happened in the college football season so far in 2020, but none more shocking than the Indiana Hoosiers being ranked in the top 10. This is the highest Indiana has been ranked since 1987, back to when they got as high as number 11 in the polls. So, through the first month of Big Ten action, I asked the question, are the Hoosiers legit, or have they just been extremely lucky with who they've played? Before we talk more about Indiana football, make sure you take a second and click that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. If you love college football, this is definitely the place for you. Looking back at Indiana football in my lifetime, they've been consistently bad. And when I say bad, I mean it. I was born in July of 1996, and it took until last year for me to ever see Indiana ranked in the top 25 for college football. I get maybe not competing for the Rose Bowl or something every year, but how in the hell are you a Power 5 school and you go 20 plus years without even cracking the top 25 once? That seems unheard of. From 1995 through 2018, Indiana had only one winning season, back in 2007, when they finished the season 7-6. Aside from that, it's been losing season after losing season after losing season. So, what has all of a sudden changed? 2 words: Tom Allen.
In our house, they put 11 out at a time. That's 11 you play. That's it. Nobody from the past, nobody on the sideline, nothing else. It's 11 you put out there. Our 11 versus their 11 for 60 minutes. 60 minutes of physical football. Our very best. Toe-to-toe. Oh yeah, he got knocked down. But what did he do? He got back up because his why was greater. His purpose was greater. It's this group. It's we. It's LEO. It's everything we believe in. It's greater because it's about the guy beside you. It ain't about you. It ain't about me. It's about this football team. I believe in you. Hit him in the mouth for 60 minutes. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Indiana hired Tom Allen in January of 2016 to serve as defensive coordinator on head coach Kevin Wilson's staff at Indiana. Allen would have quite the job ahead of him as he took over a defense that ranked 120th in the FBS in total defense and 106th in opponent points scored the year prior. After just one season, Allen put together one of the top defensive turnarounds in the country, with the team improving in every major statistical category against a schedule featuring 4 top 10 opponents, a program first. The Hoosiers were the most improved team nationally in total defense and passing defense, the 6th most improved in third down defense, and the 9th most improved in points per game allowed. So, where did Tom Allen come from, and why was he such a defensive genius? After working his way up from coaching Division III programs, Allen served as the assistant head coach at Arkansas State in 2011. Hugh Freeze was the head coach there, and the two had previous coaching experience together. After the end of the regular season, Allen followed Freeze to Ole Miss after Freeze was hired to be the head coach of the Rebels. From 2012 to 2014, Allen spent 3 seasons as the linebackers coach and special teams coordinator at Ole Miss under Hugh Freeze. Then, on December 17th of 2014, Allen was named defensive coordinator at South Florida under third-year head coach Willie Taggart. In his lone season with the Bulls, Allen's defensive unit ranked first in the American Conference in scoring defense. South Florida was also in the top 30 of most defensive categories across all FBS programs. After his great success with South Florida, Allen was considered a candidate for the defensive coordinator position at Auburn, but the vacant position was ultimately filled by Kevin Steele. As mentioned earlier, Tom Allen would then be hired by Indiana to become their new defensive coordinator. Little did he know, he wouldn't even have that job for a full season. On December 1st of 2016, Indiana athletic director Fred Glass named Allen head coach after current Indiana head coach Kevin Wilson resigned. Though you couldn't tell via the win-loss column, as Indiana went 5-7 in his first 2 years, he was slowly building something special at that school. They had a school record number of players earn conference honors and had a school record that were drafted into the NFL or invited to NFL camps. The 2019 signing class was one of the highest rated in program history, besting his previous top-ranked class of 2018. In 2019, in just his 3rd season, he led Indiana to its first 7-2 start since 1993. The last season, Indiana won just 8 games. They continued to impress, earning a number 24 ranking in the AP poll and a number 25 ranking in the Coaches Poll, the team's first top 25 ranking since 1994. Tom Allen's 18 wins through his first 3 seasons were the most for an Indiana coach in the post-World War II era. Indiana finished the regular season with an 8-4 record, its first 8-win season since 1993, and its 5-4 Big Ten record was its first winning conference record since 1993. So, after the best Indiana football season in nearly 3 decades, how did they follow that up? By starting the season 4-0 and climbing up to number 9 in the AP poll. Through only 4 games, Indiana has snapped an East Lansing losing streak that dated back to 2001, a Michigan losing streak that went back to 1987, and they earned just their 2nd win over Penn State in the last 24 attempts. All that through the first month of the season. Not bad at all, Indiana. Through the first 4 games of the season, the Hoosiers are averaging 34 points a game, one of the top clips in the Big Ten. They're allowing only 19 points a game, the 17th best in the entire country. Now, you look at both those stats, and I'm sure you're all thinking the same thing. They're legit on both ends of the ball. But the biggest question in regards to Indiana is who they've played. As I mentioned earlier, they've ended a lot of winning streaks this year against some historically good teams, but those historically good teams have been historically bad this season. The Hoosiers' strength of schedule ranks 117th out of 126 teams that qualify, meaning only 9 of their FBS teams have played an easier schedule than Indiana has. They kicked off the season with a thrilling 1-point victory in overtime against Penn State. Now, at the time, that seemed like a really impressive victory over the 8th ranked team in the country, but looking back at it now, not so much. The Nittany Lions are 0-4, and a controversial call helped give the Hoosiers the 1-point win. When you look back at the numbers from that game, Indiana got absolutely outplayed. The Nittany Lions had 11 more first downs and had nearly 300 more yards than the Hoosiers did. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion from Indiana right before the end of the game sent it to overtime, and as I mentioned earlier, a controversial finish helped Indiana pick up the win. After that thrilling victory over Penn State, Indiana then took down Rutgers, who currently sits at 1-3 on the season. Yeah, a win over Rutgers, I don't think I need to explain any more about that one. After jumping out to a 2-0 record, Indiana took on the Michigan Wolverines. Now, at the time, Michigan was ranked number 23 in the country and was coming off a close loss to Michigan State, so people still thought Michigan was going to be competing for a Big Ten title. There was a lot of hype still surrounding this Michigan team, but Indiana took care of business, defeating them by 17. Now, again, looking back at this one, this win is less impressive than it was initially. Michigan looks like a complete mess, and they're now 1-3 on the season, the worst start to the season for them in some time. Then this past weekend, Indiana took on Michigan State. As expected, they took care of business, defeating them by 24. Now, first things first, I'm not trying to take anything away from Indiana. Going 4-0 is tough, regardless of who you play. If it was that easy, there'd be a lot more undefeated teams out there. But my biggest concern is that they've played teams with a combined record of 3-13, so we haven't seen them play anyone somewhat decent yet. Indiana can make more history this weekend as they look to beat Ohio State for the first time since 1988. If Indiana can pull off the upset this weekend, it'll be only the 3rd time the program has beaten the Buckeyes since 1951. Yeah, you heard that right. Indiana has only beaten Ohio State twice since 1951. Well, Vegas doesn't have any faith in Indiana as they're currently 21-point underdogs against the Buckeyes this week. Now, I don't have any numbers in front of me, but I feel like the number 9 team in the country should not be underdogs by 3 touchdowns. So clearly, the country isn't as sold on Indiana as they should be for being ranked 9th. Tom Allen knows that people don't believe in his Indiana team, and he simply doesn't care. He just loves his players and what they've accomplished so far.
I'm blessed. It's made me who I am. I love this place. I love these kids. We're going to fight, man. I don't care what anybody says about this stinking game. We're going to compete, and we're going to fight. And good Lord willing, we're going to find a way. Keep proving everybody wrong. That's all I got to say.
Luckily for all of us, we're going to have our answer on Saturday about Indiana. At least I hope so. Are they a good team? 100%. Tom Allen has turned this program around, and they are easily one of the best teams in the Big Ten. But are they a top 10 team in the country? That remains to be seen. This will be a great test for the Hoosiers, and it'll be fun to see how they fare against Ohio State. I do think 21 points is a little steep, but maybe that's the kind of motivation Indiana needs to pull off this kind of upset. So, to everyone that's watching this video, I'll ask all you guys the question. Do you believe in the Indiana hype, or do you think they're just ranked this high because of their extremely weak schedule? Do you think they have what it takes to shock the world this weekend and take down Ohio State? Let me know what your thoughts are on this game this weekend in the comments below. Also, let me know what your thoughts are on Indiana as well, as it's fun seeing a team with no football history succeeding like this. If you haven't done so yet, please take a second to give this video a thumbs up, as it really helps the video and channel grow. Make sure to smash that subscribe button if you're a college football fan, as this is definitely the best place for college football content here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.
It's a special thing, guys. You guys, I told you, you guys are a special group. I've said it.
We love you, Coach!
Oh, yeah.